What is drifting? It's described as dancing with a car, really. Complete control of a car that should not be doing what it is doing. It's, according to most people, it would be impossible to do, you know. When I was 16, coming up to my 17th birthday, I was obviously excited about getting my first car, but didn't know what it was, and I wanted a Mark II Escort like my father had down through all the years, but he wasn't very happy with that, so he made the mistake of mentioning to me one day that, why wouldn't you buy something like a Corolla Twin Cam? Wouldn't it be a much nicer car for you? And I said, yeah, probably would, yeah. So I went straight away looking for them, and I found one, and we went to see it, and he couldn't find a thing wrong with it, so it was a perfect car, and I bought it the week after. I've been involved in cars since I can remember, so my first car was going to be something sweet, so it just happened to be this. When I was 17, then I used to drive it on the road for about 2 years, took it off the road and started building it to what you see it now. It's like everything, you get addicted to it and you have to go a step further and further and further and just get carried away altogether till it gets to a state like this. It's a car costing you €30,000. It's just a stupid amount of money, but over a period of time it all builds up and you do get carried away. Completely rebuilt it, complete competition car now. Since then it's got a bit of a hard life, but she loves it. You set up the car for the corner as far from the corner as you can on the straight, and you get the car to slide into the bend. You get it to slide the whole way around the bend with as much counter steer as you can. Then you've got to get the car to slide out of the bend with as much counter steer as you can as well. It's about the person who can maintain speed, angle, and the drift for the whole bend. It's not a race, no. You're out on your own in the track and you're judged by the judge and given a score at the end of it. And the top 16 go through and are paired off into twin battles head to head. So it just keeps cancelling down, then top 8, top 4, and then you have the final at the end, you know. It's all about the distance you can keep from the man in front. If you can stay absolutely stuck to him, you will be marked up. And then when it's his turn to go behind on the second one, if he doesn't stay as close, he'll be marked down, you know. You could drift perfectly, but if you can keep half a car length from him, and if he can only keep 2 car lengths from you, well, then you win, you know. I started when I was 11, racing a Mini. Basically just jumped into the deep end there, and it took me a few years to get a hang of it, but once we won that championship, it took us 2 or 3 years, I think. We moved on to the next, and basically just won every championship until I was about 19, where I quitted motorsport racing, actually competition racing, and looked into building a drift car for myself. Yeah, we had a bit of an accident the last day. Other competitor spun in front of me and I hit him just dead straight on. So it got it right in the corner here, just right there, and broke the headlamps and the bumper and bent the chassis right in at the back. It's fairly gutting, alright. The minute you hit your opponent, the reaction doesn't kind of set in for about an hour because the adrenaline is going and just pumped up, and you drive through a stone wall at that stage and you wouldn't really care. But about an hour later, it starts hitting the pocket. You find out how much it's going to cost to put it back together, how much you're after breaking. When you're looking at other people going off, you think, oh, I wish that wasn't me, and things like that. But once the helmet goes on, you just turn into a lunatic altogether and just go hell for leather 100% the whole time. So I actually get given out to by the rest of the family and my pit crew and stuff for going so hard in practice, qualifying the event, driving like 'tis the final, and every time I go out. But that's the only way you'll improve, I think, is if you're really trying very hard. Rose Green has been there from the start, and if there was any kind of event going, it would end up being in Rose Green, you know. Even though it might be a small track and limited facilities or whatever, but without Rose Green there would be no drifting in Ireland. It's just simple as that, you know. There's no qualifying today because it was invitation only, because it's an exhibition. So normally in qualifying there'll be about 40 cars and they'd qualify down to 16. But there's only 16 invites today, so there's no qualifying, it's straight into the competition.
Number 13 is Derek Ford. Derek Ford, number 13. And number 9 is Darren McNamara in the 2-litre turbo-powered AE86.
When you're sliding and you're counter steering with opposite lock.
Darren has a slight edge because the fact that he oval raced so much, he's used to cars being beside him and being in and out of cars and being under pressure from lads. And it shows when he's out on the track because he's just so calm and collected. I've no problem going out on the track with Darren.
Well, man, let's have a look at him. Can we have you out of the car, guys? Have we got our result, Kieran? Darren McNamara! Yes, folks, give it up to him. Well done, Mike.
It is the only place you can do it, really, to start out, is on the street, you know. It's starting to be recognised, but it's not recognised as a proper sport because there just isn't enough tracks, and drifters are kind of frowned upon as the... Let's say if a fellow went out and he kept spinning and he might spin and do a few donuts and keep going. Like, track owners don't like that kind of thing, so they tell you go away. But if they did actually come and see what the proper guys do, they'd be well impressed, and maybe people open their gates for people to learn. But until that happens, people are going to do it on the street, you know. We're in a place called Castleton Road with a friend of mine's yard. Just doing a bit of messing. This goes on quite a bit. Basically, you can legally drift here, like, with the permission of the owners. He must have a million donuts done at this stage in the yard and in that Sierra, you know. But it's really good fun, and nothing can be said, you know, because if you do that anywhere, it's illegal. Sierra and a starlet, front-wheel drive starlet with the handbrake up. Just complete messing. But this is their yard, like, so they'll be well good at
it. The appeal of drifting to people with not a lot of money is because you can